Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer. You know, World War II started in 1939, but the Soviets didn't enter the war until 1941. That's because the first 2 years, they were just Stalin. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Folded Space, the official insert for Undaunted Stalingrad. We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review. This new insert comes to us from our friends in Bulgaria at Folded Space, and this is, of course, a way to better organize, better kind of keep all your stuff together in the box, in the original box for Undaunted Stalingrad. Now, in the past, I've highlighted a few game inserts here and there, and I gotta be honest, I'm not a big fan of assembling them. As I've said repeatedly, I was always the kid that used way too much glue in kindergarten, and I still do, unfortunately. But I'm not a big fan of actually putting together inserts. But the good people here at Folded Space asked me if I'd be interested, and I said, well, okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it. And they sent it to me, and they actually sent, of course, the box. It had the rules in it, and you have to punch everything out and then assemble it. And I saw that, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this. But I set aside the time, I started doing it, and I looked at the assembly instructions, and I just, okay, this goes here, this goes here. It was incredibly easy to assemble. Now, they recommend you assemble it dry, just to make sure everything fits and you got everything correctly, and then you go ahead and you add some glue. So that's what I did. I went ahead, started assembling the pieces, dry assembling the pieces, then I put a little bit of glue in all the pieces to hold it together. And before you know it, I created all these really cool trays, these cool compartments, and they hold everything for your Undaunted Stalingrad game. Of course, they've got the tiles, the things that hold your tiles, the trays that hold your tiles. You've got trays that hold each side's, counters for their units, as well as their, recon and control markers, as well as several other markers and dice. You've got one that controls, of course, victory points, kind of retreating units and other tokens as well. And then, of course, you've got a big structure in the center that holds all of the cards, and it's got spaces for all your cards, your locked cards, your available cards, your reserved cards. Everything just fits in there very, very well, spaces for all of them. And what's cool is they're all labeled. It says exactly what goes in there so you know. What else I really like about this insert is it's got some great art, official art from the game, Undaunted Stalingrad on the sides. You can see some of that great artwork there. You also have kind of artwork that's kind of a compass on some of the sides of these trays, and just the whole thing is beautiful. And of course, I'm always skeptical. I build something like this, and I'm always a little bit skeptical, and that is I put the stuff in, I'm like, is it really gonna fit? And I gotta tell you, this fits beautifully. It fits perfectly with all of the rule books on there. I also keep a couple of pencils in there, and I keep some additional papers in there for my tracking the campaign, and it all fits great. I really am a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of how easy it was to assemble, how beautiful it looks, and how functional it is. So the recommendation for the Discriminating Gamer for Folded Space, the official insert for Undaunted Stalingrad, is buy it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. I'd ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. I'd ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. I'd ask you also to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about military history and books on history, fun things like that. I'd also ask you to subscribe to that channel. It would mean a lot to me. Also, please leave a thumb for this. I'll probably put this on the forums and Board Game Geek. I'd ask you to please go ahead and leave a thumb for it there as well. And I'd have to ask you, if you really enjoy the channel, you enjoy the things we've brought to you over the years, please go ahead and consider leaving a tip with the super thanks button here on your YouTube page. That would mean a lot to us as well. You know, ladies and gentlemen, usually at the end of my videos, I share a little joke, but I decided I wasn't going to do that this time. Now, as I mentioned, Folded Space is actually a Bulgarian company, and I want to take the time to show you a book I'm reading right now, Alan First's Night Soldiers. I don't know if you've read Night Soldiers or not, or any Alan First or not. He's probably my favorite contemporary novelist, probably my favorite novelist writing today, or certainly one of them. This is World War II literary spy fiction. He wrote this, I think, in 1988. He's written, maybe 20 books in this series. But you can pick up any one. They're not entirely linear. And this one is great. And the protagonist of this book just happens to be Bulgarian. Bulgarian spy during World War II. Great stuff. Read Alan First. Read this book. I highly recommend him.
Yeah. I really do.
Holy